JSD Cool here, and welcome to the final episode of Coolcraft Season 4. That is right, episode 30, the final episode of the longest stretching season so far. Yeah, it's been a ride, and yeah, we're going to, well, it's actually a couple weeks away, but, it's going to take some time to, record, edit, upload, whatever this video, so by the time this video goes out, it will certainly be the end. Anyhow, before we just say goodbye, we do still have a little bit of work to do. And that thing that we have to do is to finish the final station on the piston bolt. This here is the station for Super Tyler Man's theme park, which I erected in its current place, but never finished, due to the fact that the theme park didn't exist when I built the piston bolt almost a year ago now. We're a few weeks off from that, but still. So, I will need to start actually building up all the supporting infrastructure for the station. Now, thankfully, JD Cole has basically already created a schematic to integrate this with his rail system, which is going directly above us. In fact, you can see him right there. So, I'm gonna put up a beacon here and get digging. The area for this thing has been run out, and I must say, this is quite tight. The bottom layer of redstone literally has to go right on this block here, which is directly above the station here. And also I have to move where the stairs are, because redstone kind of has to go here, and the stairs were originally supposed to go here. So yeah, that's gotta be a little bit of something we're gonna have to fix. But anyhow, first, let's go and build the machine here. Entrance and exit terminals have been installed here. And now, for the station. As you can see, the redstone for the entrance terminal here does kind of cut into where the stairs are supposed to be. However, I think it's much more minor than I originally thought. I think I can work around this, so yeah, gonna have to reroute some of these. The theme park transfer station here is now finished and open. I didn't put in the lights for the minecart detector because at this point in the season they're not gonna get empty. None of the others have actually achieved empty status, so I doubt these ever would in like the week or two that the server has left online at this point. So yeah, this station's finished, and I might as well show you what the rest of the area here is looking like. So got our entrance exit terminals here, which Jaredy Cool I'm assuming is going to finish. Then we have some stairs that can go up to first level here. I believe this is Jaredy Cool's blue line going that way to the theme park, and up one level further, yeah, 2 levels further I guess, because there's that thing there. We get to, I believe this is the gray line from Jaredy Cool's base, which just goes that way to the airport, and I'm not sure where it goes that way. Or maybe this is the one that goes to the theme park. I'm not sure. But that is the bolt now officially finished. So yeah, now I guess we'll go look around the server and see some of the things that we've done this season that I probably haven't talked about in a while. The tour of this season's projects, of course, will start at my base. The thing that, I guess is central to my Minecraft playing experience. And this base is the first base that I ever finished, and I do kind of like it a lot. I had like a style that I kind of stuck to throughout the entire base, and despite there being some periods where I didn't quite do much at all, it still turned out pretty good. And it also contains a few interesting things, such as the witch farm, which it was all centered around. We also got the update suppressor over here, which is under this building here. I basically never show it, but I do use it a lot, because actually, if you look at my hotbar right now, you'll notice that my firework rockets are not going down. That is because over here I have a chunk loader and some, oh wow, I am getting quite low, but this will last me. I have a couple glitched slots in these hoppers, which will actually, see like right there, they actually directly correspond to my hotbar slots via some glitched magic, which is patched in 1.19, which is part of the reason why we're not actually updating to 1.19 this season. Also because it's just the end of the season. But to do that, it uses this giant update suppressor here, which I think was patched in 1.19. I'm not exactly sure though. Anyhow, I'm not going to get into that. You can go watch the video where I built this. I actually haven't said anything since the 1.18 version of this glitch came out, but that's this whole basic side of my base. Next up, we got the central bank. which is basically just a front for the bank vault, which is this giant redstone contraption underground that I will actually like show to you now. So to enter it, I have these two keys here, which you can just drop right here at the desk to trigger the redstone to open both the vault and the door to the vault, because they are separate. They get popped out over here. You pick them up. To open these doors, you just press this button. At the bottom of these stairs, oh, look, here comes the valuables. And that's the magic of this vault. But at the bottom of these stairs, there is this line of glass here with sticky pistons on the side and a hole that goes all the way down to the void there. Now, I was originally in 1.19 going to put in some skulk sensors and stuff, and while the door's closed or the vault's not active or whatever, if the skulk sensor detects you here, it'll just drop you into the void, but I mean, that never really happens, so this security tunnel is basically useless. But we have our door here and our emergency lever to hold it open in case you get trapped, and then of course we have the valuables of the vault here. Now, if we quickly break out here, I've done that before, apparently. You can see the underside of my base, the giant beacon grid that I built down here, and all of the redstone. And yes, this is the underside of my base, because when 1.18 happened, the world got expanded down, but I didn't let that happen under my base for the witch farm's sake. So, we got this, the ability to do this very easily. I'm never going to get this ability again, so yeah, it's this giant redstone contraption that can hide the stuff directly underneath. It's got redstone lines coming in. It's great. Go back and watch that episode if you want to know more. Next up is my clock tower building, which I've tried my best to keep with accurate time, and it is a little bit faster than real time right now, but besides it does generally keep precise time. Now, in the base of this building, there's actually only a chunk loader here, actually in slime chunks as well. That's great. That basically keeps the redstone up above loaded at all times, although this is the most finicky chunk loader I've ever had. Sometimes the boat that's going back and forth gets just disappeared. And finally, lastly, on this side of my base, we have the piston bolt, which we will take a look at later. But first of all, let's go into the center of my base, which is the storage system, which was planned out horribly, did not take into account a lot of things, including all the 1.17 and 18 blocks that were going to be added. So, not planning next season's system, because it would either be too big, too stupid, or whatever. But what I am going to show you are the maps that show the area progression of the space over the season. So this was built basically in episode 1 or 2 or 3 or something like that, before I did much but establish the border at which I would be doing this. And as you can see, this looks nothing like the base today at all. Next up, I made a map basically right after I'd run the World Eater. You can see it's actually still here, the witch farm's here. And yeah, this map was pretty early on as well. The edges are very jagged. This is just flat its own, but it is flat. I had flattened the whole thing at this time. Next up was in episode 10 after I'd built my central area here and outlined all the slime chunks, as you can see. Not much more that's interesting in this map besides that. Finally, the most recent map, which is actually quite outdated still, which has this weird broken map here, which literally displays as nothing. It's an unknown map, although it is a filled map, and your game will get, your server console or game console will get a stack trace whenever this map is first loaded in your game session. So now I'm actually going to make the final map of this base, and yeah, I think I need some maps for that. There we go, an up-to-date map in episode 30. And there's also the airport there, which reminds me, a few episodes back, I built this airport here at my base to rival the airport that Jared Cole and Super Tylerman made at their island. I spent 3 days on this. They spent 3 months on theirs. So, I think I came out on top there. But yeah, this airport, pretty good. Not much to say about it. However, there is another place that has a few maps on this server. And that would be in the secret map room here that has maps that show the history of the server with some relative dates. So this map here specifically was made on June 3rd, 2021. Over a year ago now, which shows the state of the server at the time. So this is my industrial district here. Going down over to my base here, which had yet to be carved out, mind you. So it was in the preparation stages. You can see the thick padding for the end here. Down to spawn, which had my iron shop, Super Tyler Man's potion shop, although not yet open, Jadical slime shop, and my little house here. further down to the island here, there was a giant mountain here at Jared E. Cole's base that had been leveled. And there's Jared E. Cole's honey farm. That's kind of broken there. He also had his little house here, his slime farm, and a little bit of road there on the first station on his rail network. And over to Super Tylerman's base is quite similar, frankly. This is quite similar to what it looks like today. So not much over here has changed, but there's no airport over here. There's this line down the center. But now, if we drop down a level, we'll see another map and some unfinished walls because I ran out of concrete. This was made on March 27th, 2022. Many months later, the industrial district has changed a lot, as you can see. Go down to my base here, which is mega changed. I never actually made a map like this that was actually in my base, mind you. But you can see there's this area that was eventually going to become the airport had been flattened. The bank and the update suppressor were in here, as well as, of course, the piston bolt here. Going down to spawn, a lot has been in here. This little person that was on my alt account for a little while and then never logged on is here. The shulker farm is here. The piston bolt stop, the piston bolt pass shop, and my iron shop, of course. Beacon shop, shulker shop, fireworks shop, and in the box shop, and of course everything else here at spawn. Oh, as well as this shop that only recently opened for Super Diamond is here. Going down to the island of 2. You can see Jared E. Cole's base has had a major expansion since the previous map. You can see there's a central station, storage system, a whole bunch of roads. There's even more now. The beginnings of some stuff over here. We look over here to the airport. There's nothing there. Super Tyler Man's theme park kind of came into existence a little bit with his first coaster, which he built ages ago. Going over to Super Tyler's base, a little bit more roads got built, but that's kind of it. Not much else really happened. Oh, I guess he built his tree farm. But yeah, that's the state of this map, and I haven't built another map yet. I might build one in this next week, but I'm not going to show it on camera. You just have to download the world and find it if you want to see about that. So yeah, that's the secret map room, which for those of you who want to know is just right behind this wall in my industrial district. Speaking of which, maps of my industrial district here. So, we have bare beginnings of my industrial district with basically just the iron farm and villager breeder built. Everything else was still full terrain, and this took forever to dig some of the stuff out. Then we have the whole place. Oh, well, these two maps are the same because I never locked this one, and it was up there, in there. I decided to move it out here, and it got unlocked, and it got updated to this map. So I'll just talk about this one. Yeah, they got flanned out. There's some roads and stuff in there. It's not actually the most up-to-date, however. Of course, this place has slightly changed since then, and I will be making another map that I will stick on that wall. But let's just kind of go through what we have here. First of all, we have Site Supervisor Bill here, and someone made a hole in my wall. Tyler! In the center here up top, we have my mob farm, which is right above the iron farm and storage system. Over this way we have my villager breeder, which is plopped on top of my villager trading hall. Behind that we have a beacon base, which I didn't remove. A small little chicken farm. A giant super smelter here. Coming over this side we have a cactus farm here, which I built and never touched. My concrete converter here. Neighboring to that we have a tree farm designed by El Mango, as well as a TNT blast chamber, also designed by El Mango, I should mention. This iron farm was designed by Nembomb, and I designed that mob farm here. Additionally, the sheep farm over here was also designed by me. I was originally going to build something around it, but then didn't, so that's what the color palette and the iron bars and all that's about. Behind this, we have a shear crafter up here, as well as a sorting and shulker box packing system down here, which is quite big and complex, honestly. Moving on to the next slice, we have the sugarcane farm up front, with a shulker box crafting device in back. And finally, the only thing on the final side of the industrial district here is a potato farm, which broke at least once, but it looks like it's working right now. North of my industrial district, we get to the project that I did last episode, which is the giant map art of my face, which is right next to the giant map art of Jared E. Cole's airport arrival schedule. But more importantly, under that, my blank white map, which he kind of ruined, which I used to prank Super Tyler Man in the Golden Creeper / Loving Alaska at least once. Project which I spent weeks working on. That is, of course, the piston bolt, which is this faster than Minecraft normal rail, but still slower than an Elytra. system of transport that I built on the server here. Now, this network is pretty extensive. It stretches all the way from my industrial district up north, down to Super Tylerman's base down south, and to the 1.18 based area out west, although on a completely separate and disconnected line. Speaking of the 1.18 area, when Minecraft 1.18 came out, we trekked pretty far east. I said west in the tunnel. Oh well. we trekked pretty far east to find this pretty epic cave system in 1.18 chunks, which JD could promptly terraformed the top of and never did anything else. But I built a house. Super Tylerman recently built his house here. I built a bridge here, and then we basically did not touch the rest of this cave system, although Tyler started to build a roller coaster here at the bottom. But besides that, we basically didn't touch any of the lower cave. Considering I was just about the only one to actually build a house here, I'd say this house is actually pretty nice. It contains a bit of a kitchen, a living room, a second floor with a bedroom, private bathroom, only bathroom in the house by the way, and a second bedroom that is pretty bland. Additionally, it contains a basement where all my sponges are stored, as well as a storage room that actually has some storage of some random junk that I had while I was out here. What are these maps? Oh, they're the white maps. Oh yeah, and I'm just casually storing 22 beacons here. Of course, what storage room would be complete without a hidden button here that opens a secret passage that then goes down to a mob spawner, which, yes, anyone could just fly right in here, but a secret passage to the mob spawner is so much cooler. There's also the button to close that door from the outside is right there. So, just want to put that in the video in case you're wondering where it is on the map download. Of course, we can't forget about where the season all began here at spawn. Not actually in this house. I'd actually already set up my base when I built this rugged-looking shack, but this had made for a nice little spawn bed for anyone. And I was intending this area to be a community area where anyone could just come and build something, but no one ever did, and this was about the only community build that ever got built here. But for a house that's supposed to look like a piece of garbage that you would never want to actually live in, it looks pretty good, actually. And of course, the roof, which, is whatever. But we, of course, have many shops. There's also J.D. Cole's first little tiny shop here, which has been dwarfed by many of my shops. But my first shop was this giant Thor's hammer over here, which is what it was supposed to be. I did a little bit of train work, and it didn't really go all that well. But inside, we sell iron, and oh my gosh, it's all bought out. Who bought out all the iron? 42 diamonds, holy crap. Oh, well, also doubles up a box of yellow wool that I left here. The pass shop, which of course there's nothing else here, but you know, why not? Of course, we have the shulker box farm here, which, it worked pretty well. It gave us a ton of shulker shells, which we of course never used. However, it had a snow golem in here, which this is a savanna biome. How was I able to put it in there on 1.17 but not have it in 1.18? I have no idea. Of course, next up we have the giant shulker here from Season 1, which is, again, my shulker box shop, but a little bit different. I have basically just placed the shulker boxes down. They didn't all get mine, and they never had to restock, but yeah, it made some money off of this shop. Next up is the fireworks shop, which is literally made diamonds from only elytras. Literally no one has ever bought rockets. And I know it's a tradition to build this shop every season, but I don't think I'm building the shop next season. But there's a different reason for it than you think. Next up in the list of shops is Buy the Box, which is a shop where I was just directly selling shulker boxes of stuff that I got from my farms, like redstone dust directly from the rich farm. Ooh. Cobblestone directly from a cobblestone generator. It's 2 diamonds per brick. And glowstone. Ooh. Also directly from the witch farm. And then there's the last shop, which is probably the most overkill shop. The beacon shop, with a base made out of solid freaking gold. Oh, it's also quite loud. But yeah, I mean, it's also made of beacons. And, wow. Man, I don't think I've ever made more profit from this shop than from any of my shops than just now. That's pretty insane. Of course, in the center of actual spawn here with the block that is actually spawned, there's this iron cube, which is essentially just to prevent wither skulls from breaking spawn. Now, that box at spawn is needed because I built this automatic wither killing device here in the end for the end portal here. And of course, since I think it was like 1.16 or something like that, withers can just shoot their skulls through to the overworld. Which, yeah, I found that out the hard way, shall we say. Of course, we can't forget about viewing some of my more, shall we say, remote farms that I've built. Like, say, my wither skeleton farm here. Which, designed by who the heck knows and who the heck cares, am I right? With the giant button perimeter, which took a while to build around it. It is kind of slow, though. Also, it's either got a second camera account. Of course, another one of these remote farms that I'm talking about here is this giant pig gold farm. I don't know why I say pig, but gold farm. It's a piglin farm, I guess. Yes, these nether portals are shorter than they technically should be able to be, but we have a data pack that allows for that. But yeah, this thing did get me a decent amount of gold, and of course there's the piglin barding farm directly next to it. A giant netherite mine, which I made using a giant netherite tunnel bore and many hours over like a week to get myself an absolute ton of netherite. And actually go a very far distance. Yeah, this tunnel stretches on for quite a while. Of course, there's the Guardian Farm, my own personal design, but, you know, kind of inspired by a design by Iskel85. Anyhow, this farm is so secluded that there's no path in the overworld or the nether to get here. You kind of just have to know where it is and fly towards it aimlessly hoping that you hit it. That's great. Now, throughout my time playing on the server, I have naturally become very rich and found a ton of diamond ores here. Now, I will be mining these in a second to see just how many diamonds I can get and just how absolutely rich I actually am. However, I need to show you how I got a decent chunk of these diamonds. You see, back in the first episode, I basically said that I was going to get a bunch of diamonds, cut, and then got a bunch of diamonds. And I didn't tell you how because I didn't want anyone else on the server getting stupid rich. But it has to do with this little thing right here. Or, I guess, all these little things right here that have just kind of popped up in the swamps nearby. You see, back in Minecraft 1.16, there was this thing that people called the swamp trick to find diamonds. Where you would go into a swamp, find a patch of clay, much like this, you know, pillar up to go to the center, pillar up, and then move south by 7 blocks. Few people know that this this little train generation bug also existed in Minecraft 1.17.0, but was patched in 1.17.1. However, instead of going 7 blocks south, you only need to go 3 blocks south. I'm actually not sure if this chunk was generated in 1.17.0, 1.17.1, or 1.18, so we'll actually find out here. Then simply built up here like this. I did not get enough blocks. You then simply dig down on the 3rd and 4th block until you find some diamonds. Now, also, as of note, if you want to actually try this 1.17.0, don't cross chunk borders. Crossing chunk borders makes it not work. This hole here didn't have any diamonds in it. Hold on, let me go find someplace else. Alright, take number 2. Aha! There you go! Proof that it does in fact work in chunks generated in Minecraft 1.17. That is a large tower of diamond ore. Do I have any more in here? No, I don't. Alright. Alright then, let's get mining this thing down. That's a lot of diamonds! Alright, here's all the spoils from mining that tower down and also emptying my valuables box here. And this is 1,034 diamonds. I'm gonna go add up analyze the amount of diamonds that I have currently stored in the vault. Alright, so the vault has 57 diamond blocks in it, which makes for a grand total of 1,574 diamonds, which in blocks is 171 blocks and change, so about 8 diamonds there, which is just over 2.5 stacks, which means I think I might actually have enough diamonds to make a full diamond beacon. I'm not doing that, of course, but I have enough diamonds to do that, so that is pretty cool. Now, you may have seen this in my videos or other people's videos, but it appears that zombies are all trekking towards a specific location. Now, as you see this, keep in mind, I'm currently the only player online, so they couldn't possibly be tracking towards another player. And I'm here at JD Cool's base. Oh, that guy just went out of range. But you get the idea. They're just tracking towards seemingly some arbitrary point. And that point is right here at 0, 0. Or more specifically, right down here at this turtle egg placed at 0, 0. See, there was this glitch shown off by DocM77 on Hermitcraft, where if you place a turtle egg at 0, 0, basically at 0, all zombies in the world will track to it for some reason. The reason is not necessarily known. It's probably like a bug in their code where they just check 0, 0 for a turtle egg. But anyway, no one I don't think on the server actually knows that I've done this, but they may have seen the results. As you can see, there is actually a zombie here that has just stopped tracking. I don't know if that's because I'm in spectator or what, but oh, here's a zombie. Let's watch him go towards it. And that's about as close as he's gonna get, is this pole here is 0, 0. I don't know, I think they're now just trying to go down toward, oh, there's even a zombie pigman here. So I think they're now trying to go down towards it instead of just get to the XY, which is probably why they're in this river here. The piglin there is actually kind of interesting. But yeah, that's just, I just thought I'd mention that while I'm airing a lot of dirty laundry about stuff that I've done in this server. Oh, they're also gathering right here.
Alright, now do your intro.
So, Tyler wants to have a bow fight. Dang, I missed.
3, 2, 1, 0 to 0, go. Wait, how does it? Nope. How does it? It's your best of 3, man.
Got him!
Oh! I got you!
Dang it, that's 1-1.
Dude, okay, we gotta heal. I gotta heal up quick. You're gonna. Yeah, alright, here you go. No! I was so close! Got you.
Dang it.
2 to 1. Alright, 3 up. Oh! 3, 2.
Woo!
Sure.
Dude, you're like lagging so hard on my thing.
Well, I
got you.
I don't think it's me who is lagging here.
Okay, he's lagging.
You have this.
There you go.
You're on your sure.
Okay, sure. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm even on the abandoned one you created.
Yes. Ah, dang
Got
it.
you! Game over!
Didn't see you. Alright, I have put all my items in chests, or from my ender chest and my inventory, well, copies of them at least, in my base here. Actually, I should probably put some signs on these noting what they are. Alright, there's the signs, guys. So, with that, I'm gonna have to say thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Check out my game, which I'll hopefully be making an update for in the next week or so, which is linked in the description. And I will see you all in the next season of Coolcraft. Bye!